Hi cupcakes, welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute, and if you are not new here, you know that my minute really means months. There is a direct correlation between how often I go anywhere near social media, let alone like record videos and stuff, and my happiness levels. And so the last several months have been trying. It is not like 2020 levels, that was a terrible fucking year, but it's been an odd year so far. So I'm finally feeling inspired to sit down and do some recordings for you guys. Let's fucking ride this gravy train until it runs out, because we know that's gonna happen. It's how life seems to go. So today I would like to talk about airport and airplane etiquette. So this is obviously going to be geared towards like the FIFO lifestyle, because that is A, what I've been doing for almost a decade, and B, why most of you guys even bother coming here, because it is kind of like FIFO tips and stuff. So if you are a FIFO worker, literally fly in and fly out, you're going to be on an airplane. Sometimes you're going to have to catch like a commercial flight to get to wherever your hub is, so wherever like the charter flights for these sites end up going from. So the current job that I have right now, our hub is Montreal, so I have to get myself to Montreal, and then from Montreal they provide the charter flight. So I'm going to go over some of the stuff that fucking drives me when it comes to commercial travel. So this is applicable to anybody who ever goes on a fucking airplane. Take note, don't do this shit, man. It's so fucking obnoxious. And then it's also going to be some just like basics. Doesn't matter whether you're on a commercial flight or you're on a charter flight. It's just shit that is why you do that, why people do this stuff. So let's start right at the very beginning of our travel. Security lines. I have notes. You know I have notes on everything. Okay. Does not matter without fail. I would say, let's get scientific here. I would say 93.7% of the time when I'm going to the airport and I'm going through security, there's always someone around me that has to get told like 10 times what they can't take through. So you'll have the people that are told, like you have the normal spiel that comes from like any of your security workers at the airport, and it's, do you have liquids, aerosols, and gels? If so, they have to be under 100 ml, they have to go in the bin. Do you have any large electronics like laptops? If so, they have to come out, they have to be in the bin. Are you wearing any metal? You have to make sure your phone's out of your pocket. That also has to go in the bin. So basically you can't go through a metal detector, makes sense, with anything metal. The amount of people that say, yep, I've got it, I'm good to go. And they mosey on up to the metal detector and they go through and it beeps at them, and they come back and they say, are you wearing a belt? Oh, yep. It has a metal belt buckle? Yep. Okay, well that has to come off and that has to go in the bin. Without fucking fail, there's always somebody wearing a belt. I don't know if people just don't clue in. It's just like such a big part of your daily routine when you're getting dressed that you don't factor it in. But like, bro, that's metal. You cannot go through a metal detector. Take that shit off. Phones, the amount of people, this does happen sometimes, like I get it if you're not thinking and you're just kind of on like autopilot, especially for the early morning flights, like maybe you hadn't had your coffee yet, you're not quite awake. But the amount of people that will go through security lines with their phones and then get dinged and then be like, well, why can't I just bring my phone? Because that's something that they ask you, that's something that they tell you, that's something that's going to set off their detector. Just put it in the bin. Nobody's stealing your shit. You know how many fucking cameras and how many eyes are on those bins? Like, your shit's fine. Put it in the bin. So that's one of my biggest things to begin with. We all have little slip-ups here and there, but for the most part, it's like people don't even bother to listen. People don't bother to try. I almost like assume that people have never been in an airport or on a plane before when this kind of stuff happens. And then, so there's gonna be so many like little fucking side tangents with this. So one of my best guy friends, Mike, he works at our local airport here. He's a fucking beauty. The stories that he tells me about clients that come through just never cease to make me hate humanity a little more than normal. But like I said, one of their like initial spiels, and you've got signs in every fucking airport that tells you like, can't have liquids over this, you can't bring this, you can't bring that. The amount of people that try to like sneak through with shit blows my fucking mind. So if you're being a responsible human being and you have a refillable water bottle, which FIFO workers, I would say we all do, just because most sites don't have plastic water bottles. We've been over this in other videos. Anyway, it's nice to have your own water bottle. you're probably gonna take that in your backpack or your carry-on just because it's fucking easier. It has to be empty. You cannot go through with liquids. So the amount of times that I've been behind people who are like straight up arguing, being like, it's just water. Okay, but it's a liquid and you can't take a liquid over 100 mils through. Like you can't. Or it's a brand new like bottle of Dasani or Aquafina or whatever, and they're like, well, I just paid $4 for this. Like, it's not open. Okay, but it's still a liquid, so you can't take it through. So if you're traveling and you're new to traveling, don't try to bring a full water bottle through. Don't try to bring a brand new fresh water bottle out of the vending machine or from your little commissary at the airport. You're not allowed to bring liquids. All you're doing is just holding up the line and just kind of pissing everybody else off. So don't bring your fucking liquids through. Like, if you're bringing makeup and stuff through, you do have to make sure it's under 100 mils. Like, don't bring your super nice, super bougie, like super expensive foundations that are in the bigger bottles, because you're not going to be allowed to bring those through. And I've seen so many people like basically have to throw out their makeup. I think you can leave stuff at security and like pick it up on your way back through if you need to, but better to just save yourself the fucking pain and misery, and also not to be that fucker in the line that's pissing everybody else off, because it's inevitable. Like, you're going to get frustrated with people who hold up the line, and if you're one of the ones that's holding up the line, you won't get frustrated with yourself too. The accidental oopsies I've had, I'm like more mad at myself than I've ever been at any other fucking human being doing these same stupid things. So make sure you take everything out of your pockets, make sure you're not going through with metals, and make sure that all of your liquids are under 100 mils that can all fit in a 1 liter bag, and we'll be fine. There have been people, so like I was saying, one of my best friends works for our like airport, and there will literally be people who have gone and spent like a fuck ton on booze, like different boozes, because every province, or I guess even countries, depending on where you're coming in from, but everywhere's got like different specialty liquors or different allowances that you can get for liquors, blah blah blah. And the amount of people that he said that come through with these like crazy expensive bomb ass bottles of booze in their carry-on, that he has to be like, I'm so sorry, like you can't take that through, and they will argue till they're blue in their face, because they're like, I'm not putting that in my check bag, like what if it gets broken, blah blah blah, like I just spent $300 on this bottle. You still can't take it through. So I feel a little bit bad for those people, but also like bubble wrap that shit, mail that shit. I've traveled with liquor like a few times in all my years of being on airplanes and like going places, and I've never had any issues, as long as it's like, first of all, I'll put it in a plastic bag just in case it does break. Like, I'm not trying to have that go everywhere and have glass go everywhere. I fucking hate that. You can tell that I made that mistake once, and one time fucking only. But I'll pad the shit out of it. Like, I will wrap it in bubble wrap if I can get my hands on it, or I will just wrap it in like as much soft stuff as I possibly can in my suitcase. And for the most part, I haven't had any issues. I think I had one bottle that's broken in all of my years. This is where I'm going to recommend, if you are traveling and you're going somewhere that you're going to want souvenirs, or maybe are going to be picking up, it doesn't even have to be boozes, like perfume bottles and shit. Like, if you're going to go somewhere where there's a good chance that you're going to be bringing something breakable period back, get yourself a hard case suitcase. I swore I would never use one for the longest time, so they were like dinky and cheap looking and whatever. As soon as I got the Samsonite that's in whatever pack with me video, what I packed for FIFO, I will never go back. Like, it makes such a difference. I have sat on the airplanes and been looking out my little window at the baggage buys, and sometimes they're really good with stuff, sometimes they do not give a flying fuck, man. So just better to be safe than sorry. Get yourself a hard case suitcase. That is hard to say. Hard case suitcase if you are bringing anything fragile, or if you're planning on being somewhere where you might pick up something fragile, or just in general. Like, they're bomb. I've gotten years out of the Samsonite so far, and for sure we'll continue to get hard case suitcases. So I think I've talked enough now about security lines. If you're going through, do all those things, man. Don't be that person. We all fucking hate that person. So the next one, again, this isn't even just for commercial. Actually, you know what? This has been every fucking flight, whether it's been charter, whether it's been commercial, whether it's been in Canada, whether it's been in fucking Ireland. It does not matter. People crowd the fuck out of the gates, and I don't understand. So if you've never been on an airplane before, and you've never been in an airport, and you've never gotten a plane ticket, if you are flying commercially, you are going to have a zone. So I think usually the way it works with the zones is they board from like the back of the plane forward. So the farther back you are, usually like the lower your number is for your zone. So I usually travel Air Canada or WestJet. There's always zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Sometimes you'll have zone 4, zone 5 kind of thing. So you get your little ticket when you go and you check in and you put your little baggage and you do the thing, you have your ticket, and the top corner is always going to tell you what your zone is. You will always be able to find what zone you're in. Every fucking time. And I know that I shouldn't get rotted, and I know that I should just like zen and fucking whatever, people suck, we know people suck, let's expect it. No, I still get pissed off every single fucking time. People in like zone 4 and zone 5, it seems to be mostly these motherfuckers. They will crowd the fucking gates. They will crowd those fucking little lines, and they're usually separated to like zone 1 priority. If you're ballin', I've only had that status once in my life. I only had it for a year and I miss it dearly. But one of the privileges of being like a frequent flyer is you're zone 1. There's like a little dedicated place for zone 1. Sometimes I lump in zone 2 in that one too. Zone 2 is for like more frequent flyers, but less than like the ball and bougie ones. And then 3, 4, 5, whatever, that goes in a different place, right? So like there's always delineation. Motherfuckers, every fucking time. As soon as they even start making like pre-boarding announcements, or we're going to start boarding in the next 20 minutes, whatever, people get up and it's like they think that they're not going to be able to get on the plane if they're not standing in line fucking waiting. And so despite the fact that the gate agents every single fucking time will say, please stay seated until your zone is called, you can find your zone in the upper corner of your ticket, people fucking line up. So for a long time there, actually, COVID was good for this. I ended up getting to keep my status with WestJet and then got like upgraded to the platinum just because of all the frequent flying for work kind of thing when I was living out west. So when I was in zone 1, I didn't give a fuck because like mostly people that are fucking crowding the gates aren't in zone 1 and zone 2. You're chill. If you're a frequent fucking flyer, you don't do that shit. I'm lying. We'll get to that because that's with fucking charter flights. And again, it's like all fucking common sense goes out the window. But for the most part, zone 1s and zone 2s, just chill. They just sit, they chill, they wait till their zone's called, they get up, orderly little fashion, they just meander up. Like it's beautiful. It's as it fucking should be. You get the fucking heathens in zone 3 and 4 and 5, and I'm telling you, it's a fucking zoo. And now that I don't have status with fucking WestJet and I'm stuck flying Air Canada and their way to get status is garbage, 10 out of 10, do not recommend them for status if you have short fucking travel hub. I'm always in zone 3 these days. Zone 3, sometimes zone 4, but I try to pre-pick my seat and I'm usually zone 3 and I pay a little more for the better fucking flex tickets. But if I have to get up as soon as they call zone 3 and I'm standing and the line's there's already like fucking 20, 30 people in line just fucking ready to go. You can't tell who's actually in zone 3 and who's in 4 or 5 and like never learned to count their numbers or maybe don't know how to read numbers. Everybody just crowds, and so you'll stand there with like zero movement, and I get to the point where I literally have to be like, oh, are you lined up for zone 3? No? Okay, thanks. Oh, are you zone 3? No, okay, thanks. But you're always going to get blocked. There's always going to be somebody in zone 4 or zone fucking 5 that's just like posted up at the front, holding up traffic. It really shouldn't matter because I know like the plane's not going to leave without anybody, and that's kind of the whole point of my rant here is that the plane's not going to fucking leave without you. You don't have to be standing and waiting at the fucking gate like anxiously. But it just kind of pisses me off that like if I paid for a good fucking ticket and I have a good zone and I'm in line doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing, why do I have to wait until they do like the all call boarding? Because these motherfuckers, ugh. Anyway, you can tell that this is like probably my biggest fucking frustration with flying. Don't be that person. Just learn how to read your fucking ticket. The top corner is going to tell you what zone you're in, and just sit and chill or stand somewhere else and chill until they're calling you. Like it's just, I think that a lot of people are stressed out with travel anyway. Travel can definitely be stressful. Flying can be stressful for a lot of people. Don't make it any fucking harder than it already is by adding that like unnecessary stress and frustration and anger to other people. Sit the fuck down, wait for your zone to be fucking called, and then line up like a normal fucking person. Now, with charters, I think most of them, I've been going to this one site for so fucking long now, like 4 years. Yeah, fuck me, man, 4 years. So I'm used to their numbering system, and I feel like it was like this with my other charters anyway, but they'll call rows. So they'll be like, okay, row 1 to 6, everybody come up now. Row 7 to 12, everybody come up now. Everybody 12 and back, final boarding, whatever. And I think most charters are like that. I don't think they do zones usually for the charters. It is kind of your rows, but it's the same fucking thing, but 10 times worse, because you know, A, these are fucking frequent flyers. Like if you're a FIFO worker, you are constantly on and off fucking planes. You know better, you know how annoying it is. And so every time I fucking fly, whether I'm going to work or I'm coming home from work, you got the motherfuckers that are in seats 7 and back, 7 to fucking row 20, okay? Just right there at the front. There's no delineation. There's no little lines that you have for the different fucking rows that are gonna be called the way that you have in commercial flights. It's just one straight up little fucking desk. They're checking your tickets as you go. These motherfuckers, they line up and they crowd, they don't get out of the way. Again, it's like people think that they're not gonna get on the plane if they're not standing right there, ready and waiting. And I don't get it, like why? Why are you in such a rush to spend the next 6.5 hours sitting fucking down? Like, why? And so I think, I'm not justifying it because I fucking hate it. Again, this is my biggest piss off. I think that maybe a lot of people do, sorry, checking the battery on this one because we're playing Russian roulette here, my friends. I think a lot of people maybe do it because of the bin space. So I think that people think that if they like rush onto the plane that they're gonna get that overhead bin space first. And maybe half of my frustration comes from the fact that I don't use those bins. I stick my backpack under my seat, and maybe this is like the morbid psycho Kev thought process here. But like if a plane crashes, I know they say leave everything behind. Fuck you, I'm not leaving everything behind. Everything that is like the most important to me is always in my backpack. That's my wallet, that's my iPad, that's like snacks and shit. That's gonna like everything that I don't want to be without, like my little electronics bag, that's in my backpack. So that's the stuff that's like non-negotiable. Okay, true to Kev form. Every time I record a video, my stomach's growling. I had surgery on Monday. I had to get like periodontal surgery for like gum grafting. So I'm on like a boring soft food liquid diet. I feel like I'm just constantly starving anyway. It's really hard to get full on soup and like baby food. I've been eating like baby food pretty much, and like scrammo eggs. Anyway, sorry if you hear my stomach growling. You might also hear my air conditioner going too, because it has been like 35 fucking degrees with humidity here the last MAGA. Actually, it's been hot as fuck for the last while. So there's no way we're sitting in here without the air conditioning on. Okay. Back on track. We were talking about backpacks. Backpacks under the seat. Yes. Okay. So if the plane ever goes down, like I don't give a fuck. My backpack's coming with me. There's no way I'm leaving that shit. So I, as a general rule, unless I absolutely have to, will not put anything in that bin, just because I want to be able to grab my shit and fucking go. That's the reality. It's against the rules. I know they tell you every flight you're not supposed to do that. Guess who's gonna do that? This bitch. So I get that people want to get that overhead bin space, but fuck man, realistically, like there's not enough space for everybody anyway. Everybody acts like fucking heathens on those flights. People are putting their like sweaters and fucking jackets and like just random shit up there. There's never enough fucking space anyway. So anyway, all you do is just piss everybody else off. Just fucking sit down and wait. Just fucking sit down and wait. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to physically being on the airplane and like a list of my, like don't fucking do these things. Just fucking don't be this person, man. My number one, people that don't use fucking headphones. It is so fucking rude to everybody else around you to be watching a movie or show or playing a game or whatever it is. Any sound that is emitted, period, keep that shit contained. Nobody else fucking wants to hear your movie. Nobody else wants to fucking listen to your show. Nobody else gives a fuck about your audiobook. And I'm telling you right now, majority of people on flights do not watch fucking Teletubbies. That's not our go-to when we're like done our day at fucking work and we want to relax. So if you are letting your children watch things on planes, or you are a human adult and you're watching things on planes, which is understandable to make the time pass, use fucking headphones. Cannot stress this enough. It's almost as bad though when people use shitty headphones, because then you can still hear it. And I feel like, again, this is just, I'm an asshole by nature. We know this by now. But I feel like I can almost hear it more when they're using the shitty headphones. And I just can't. I fucking hate it. Get yourself good headphones, man. They don't even have to be expensive. Rock candy, skull candy, one of those brands anyway. There were some headphones that I got at an airport. They were cheapo, bomb. Like, couldn't hear anybody else. Nobody else could hear what was going on in my world. If you are a frequent flyer and a FIFO worker at that, FIFO work usually comes with more disposable income, and frequent flying means that you're going to invest more in the things to keep you comfortable for your travels. A lot of people will get like the Bose headphones. The Beats by Dre are fucking awesome. Side note, not that anybody gives a fuck, but I'm gonna tell you anyway, I was rocking Solo 3s for fucking years. I think like really probably checking battery again. Sorry, something was blinking at me and I got fucking worried. I've been rocking the Solo 3s for probably like 5 fucking years now. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just kind of old and like I use them for the gym. So I feel like they're probably a little past their prime. So Amazon had this crazy ass deal. It was like 70% off or something for the Beat Studios or whatever, the Studio 3s. And so I got like the beautiful gray ones on sale. You know what? They're just not, in my humble ass opinion, they're just not as good. So if you're on the fence and you have never had Beats by Dre before, my personal recommendation would be to try the Solos first. They're cheaper by a fair amount anyway, but like sound quality is the fucking same on both of them. I find the Solos actually fit better and stay on better. Like I probably got a weird noggin, so maybe that's why the Studios are just slipping around and doing whatever they fucking want to do. Like you get a little bit more ear coverage with the Studios. But anyway, I would recommend Solo 3s. Has nothing to do with anything. If you're looking for headphones, would fucking recommend. I'm telling you, 5 years, 6 years, some stupid amount of time, and they're still going strong. The Studios are now just kind of collecting dust, so that was a waste. But if you're gonna frequently travel and you're gonna be watching shows or movies, get yourself a good pair of like headphones. A, for noise canceling because you don't want to hear anybody else anyway, and B, because it's like the respectful, responsible human adult thing to do. I fucking hate when people don't use headphones. That drives me nuts. Side rants. This came up on the amount that I saw this on the BuzzFeed article that I read this morning with coffee. The 17 things that people do that's fucking disgusting and putrid on planes. People who take their fucking socks and shoes off and then just put their feet all over everything. Like they're at the fucking spa. Like you're getting ready for a fucking pedi. It repulses me to no fucking end. I have one actually really good friend that I work with, and she doesn't give a fuck. Like we've had this conversation so many times. I'm like, girl, I love you so much, but oh no. She'll, every flight that she's on, she takes her fucking shoes off. She gives no fucks. She's like, whatever, my feet don't smell, and I don't want to wear my shoes. And I know that when you're flying, like there's a ton of things that aren't great for your body when you're flying. One of the things that happens is like fluid retention and stuff, and especially in like your feet and your ankles and stuff, so they will swell a bit. They do get kind of uncomfortable. So while in theory I understand the want to let your little piggies be free, it's so fucking gross for other people. I don't care if your feet smell like fucking vanilla. Like keep them firmly contained in their fucking footwear. Keep them in there. It's fucking gross. With or without putting your feet all over everything. Even if I look over and I see your little piggies just chilling on the floor, I'm probably gonna go to my way to be a dick and just fucking stomp on your foot accidentally to prove, put your fucking shoes back on, man. That shit's gross. I might try to plug in some of the pictures actually from the BuzzFeed one. And I guarantee you can just like Google people's feet on airplanes. Anyway, the amount of people that think that that's appropriate, don't find anything wrong with it, fucks me up, man. Like then you've got like foot sweat and like foot dander or skin or whatever you want to call it, just wiping itself all over everything. Don't take your fucking shoes off on planes, man. It's fucking gross. It's gross and it's unhygienic and it's disgusting for everybody else involved. Thank you so much. Okay, this is gonna be, I think this is gonna be very divided actually. Like very, like I don't think there's gonna be anybody in the middle for this opinion. Putting your seat back. I stand very firmly on, unless it's like a fucking long ass flight, and I do mean like exceedingly long, like you're on an overnighter kind of thing, I do not put my seat back because there's already such limited space. Like even if you're on a really good fucking plane and you've got like the extra legroom, whatever, there's still like a very limited amount of space. And so if by chance you're going to eat on the plane, or you just want to have your tray down to put your book on or your computer or whatever you're doing, as soon as that seat ahead of you has moved even like a fucking inch, you're pretty much just like cramped up. Like you can't fucking move, especially people stuck in the middle seats. Oh, they're already like squished right in. And then when that seat comes, there's no fucking space. Like this is me being like overly conscientious and overly empathetic towards all of fucking humanity who I don't always love. I will not put my seat back even when I'm on a long ass flight, just because I know how shitty it is to have no fucking space. So no, I don't think it's a rule. It's not like a cardinal rule not to put your seat back. But my personal opinion is I don't fucking do it. And like I judge people that do, which I know is fucking rotten and unfair. And like you're supposed to be judgment free, whatever. I do judge a little bit though, just because that little bit that's doing nothing for you. It's not like you're going laid all the way back. Like it's not even enough to make a fucking difference as far as I'm concerned. And the very few times that I've tried it myself, I don't enjoy it. I don't think that it makes enough of a difference to make the flight for the person behind me even more uncomfortable than it already is. Comment down below what camp you're in, like seat back or no seat back, because I think that it's going to be very divided, and I really do think that there's no one that's like meh, it doesn't really matter either way. I feel like you're all about it or you're like dead set against it. So anyway, that's my other thing. It does kind of bother me. It's not really like a don't do it. It's not like an etiquette thing per se, but my personal stance, I don't fucks with the seat being put back. And I hate it when people put it back in front of me, man. Like and I sleep on the flights. So again, there's no good reason for me to be so like anal and pissed off about this, but I am. Like, what if I don't nap the whole flight? What if I want to sit and read? What if I want to put my little tray down and I want to have a little snack? Like, ugh, then it's just right there. Ugh, And actually one of the pictures from the BuzzFeed article from this morning too was this woman checking battery. This battery is doing way better than the other one did. Cool. So anyway, the article this morning, this woman literally took her nasty ass mane of hair, her tangled ass fucking mess of hair, and she literally draped it, like she must have gone like up and over the seat, and it was just cascading down and pretty much like hanging in this fucking woman's lap behind her. And like, what possesses you? Like, in what world, in what galaxy, in what universe, if we're gonna get down to brass tacks, in what universe is that even remotely acceptable? And like, how do you even think about it? I'm like, put your fucking hair up, man. Get yourself an elastic. Like, you're on a fucking flight. Just fucking, I don't get it. It's just gross. People are fucking gross. It feels like a lot of people, A, don't have common sense, which we know, but B, just have like no capability to understand like how their actions are going to affect other people, or to even rationalize the fact that there are other people around them. I don't know, it fucks me up, man. It just fucks me up. Okay, another one. This one I think is 100% airplane etiquette. If you are in the aisle or you are in the window, do not use the armrest. Leave the armrest for the poor souls stuck in the fucking middle seat. We've all been there. We've all been stuck in the middle. It's already hideous. You already don't really have any fucking leg room. There's no like not awkward place for you to fucking nap, so you're 100% gonna end up like napping and drooling on one of the two's fucking shoulders, unless you got a real good fucking neck pillow. Like, it's a shitty seat to be in. Nobody fucking likes it. Leave them the armrests. So when I see the people that are like, especially in the window, this is where it pisses me off the most. Like, if you are in the window, you got that whole extra couple inches of curve. Like, you can just be all up over there. Why are you taking the armrest too? So that the person in the middle is literally just like smushied. So when I get stuck in a middle seat and people are cunty like that, I will spread eagle my legs, zero fucks. I will take up all the space just to be a dick, and I will weasel their fucking little arms off. I'll just shrug them right out. It's bad manners. So if you are in an aisle or you're in a window, don't use the fucking armrest, man. That's off limits. That's for the poor schmuck stuck in the middle seat. Do your part and make somebody else's day a little bit better. Okay, this is like a super quick jotted note. I don't think I even need to elaborate on it anyway. People who clap at landings, unless it's been after a fucking mayday and it's a crisis averted, no. Just fucking no. Okay, and my next one, when it comes to do with landings as well, the people that instantly stand up and go and stand in the aisle. So it's not so much like standing up in your seat, because a lot of us do have long flights. Like I said, I think we're on our plane for our charter anywhere from like fuck, 6 to 8 hours. It depends on how shitty our fucking charter's being. Not a fan of them either at all. Like, that's probably half the reason why I would like to not go up there anymore. I fucking hate the charter we use. But you know, 6 to 8 hours sitting down, I want to get up and stretch. Like, if we do stop and I'm not napping for whatever reason, if we're stopping to refuel on one of our, like our one stop in a Caloid or whatever, I will stand up just to kind of stretch out, because it's a long time. It's hard on the body. Flying is hard on the body. Like, it's super dehydrating. What is that? I had this like toolbox talk or whatever at work. We all kind of have to pick our own topics. And a few months back, I would say a few minutes ago, because you know my minutes are months, I did mine on kind of like fun facts about air travel and airplanes and stuff. And the amount of fluid that you lose actually in a flight is kind of crazy. So I think it's every, I can't remember the numbers, and I will maybe like put it over here somewhere and Google this after. I should have done this before the video. But anyway, you lose a fuck ton of liquids, so you really need to like rehydrate yourself. And like less liquids means that your joints are going to be a little bit more sore, your muscles are going to be more cramped. Like, there's just a slew of like domino effects that come from all the things to do with flying. Fun fact, it's been scientifically proven that you're actually more emotional on flights. So if you are not normally a person that like tears up at like a sappy movie or something, but when you're watching a show or a movie on a flight and it hits you in the heartstrings, it's literally because the altitude change and you're in an airplane. Google it. Maybe I'll put that fact up here somewhere too. But anyway, fun little brain fact for you. You're more emotional on flights, which is also probably why I get extra pissed off at all these people and their shitty etiquette. This is another tangent, and the problem with these tangents is I don't always remember where I left off. Standing. That's where this started. So I get it if you need to get up and stretch because you're on a plane for a long time and it's hard on the body and you're cramped and you're just uncomfortable. Cool. It's not the worst when the people in the aisles, I guess, get up and like get their stuff preemptively out of the bin or like offer to get it for other people. But I think my biggest thing is like if you're at the back of the plane and you're in row like 32, you're gonna be standing there for the next fucking 10-15 minutes just looking like an asshole. And then all that does is cause like a chain reaction. So you get that one dick that just has to get up and has to be standing and like lurking in the middle of the fucking aisle because God forbid you sit the fuck back down for 5 more minutes, and then everybody else feels like that's what they have to be doing. So my personal rule, again, different for everybody, I don't think the extra fucking literal 7 seconds that it takes to stop, open a bin, and take your stuff out is gonna make a fucking difference. I travel with my backpack, so it's ready to go. But like, I will not even start readying myself and like grabbing my stuff to make my escape until I see people in usually the row in front of me, sometimes 2 rows ahead of me. I feel like that gives me ample space because I know that they're gonna have to get up, they're gonna have to get their stuff, and they're all gonna have to filter off, and you've got 3 people coming from either side. Like, I feel like 2 rows max, that's plenty of fucking time before you get up and you start readying yourself for your exit. It fucking drives me. So, like I said, it's the people who are in the literal back of the fucking plane that just fucking stand up, and they stand up the whole fucking time. And then they stand there complaining about the wait for 15 fucking minutes, and like, just sit down and wait. Wait until like a couple rows ahead of you are getting up to fucking go. You're not getting off the plane any faster. You're just like making everybody else agitated and irritated, or you're making like the veteran flyers like myself just fucking hate flying even more and hate humanity even more. The people that piss me off more than just the casual, leisurely fucking take up all the aisle spacers is the people that fucking get their bags and run to the front of the fucking plane. Unless there's one exception to this fucking rule. 2. I will give you 2 exceptions. First exception, if you're going to literally shit yourself and you need to get off the plane and get yourself to a bathroom, fine. Godspeed, God bless, good luck. Like, fine, whatever. The only other exception is if you have a connecting flight and it's super, super fucking quick. A lot of the times the airlines, this is for commercial obviously, a lot of the times the airlines will say, hey, you know, we've got this connecting flight to Gander, they've got 10 minutes to make it to their gate before they close, blah, 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 like let them off first. But sometimes there's people that might have like a 20-minute or 30-minute, or it wasn't announced, whatever. Like if you literally have a connecting flight that you are going to have to fucking hustle your ass for, and especially in the bigger airports, you might have to fucking hustle and spend like 10 minutes trying to get to where your fucking gate is. Cool. If you're one of those people, go right the fuck ahead. But the people that just automatically assume that they are more important than everybody else, or that I can't fathom why else people would fucking do that, other than like a completely misplaced sense of self-importance. But the people that get up and fucking run and just stand there, and then when you're mean mugging them being like, weren't you just 20 fucking rows back? And then they're looking at you like, what, bitch? It's just, it blows my fucking mind. It drives me fucking nuts. Ugh, my nerves. So don't be that person either, unless you have a connecting fucking flight. Sit your ass fucking down. I almost would even rather just see you lurking in the fucking aisle like a dick, rather than running your way up and just bypassing everybody. Like, there has to be some fucking order, man. There has to be some order. There's a reason why, like, the rows are ordered and your seats have letters. Okay, this one I don't have written down, but this just like jogged my memory. Okay, one other pet peeve that I fucking have is when you book yourself a window seat, because you know you booked yourself a window seat because everybody has a preference. Like, very few people don't give a fuck where they sit on a plane. Most of us, like, you either like your aisle because you like to get up, or you know you're gonna have to pee a million times. You like your window because you know you're down for the count and you don't want to have to fucking move for people, whatever. You pick your seat for a reason, and if you're like super late on check-in and you didn't pay in advance to pick your seat or whatever, you happen to get stuck in like a shitty one, my heart goes out to you. But also, that doesn't mean that you just like pick your seat when you get on the plane. I hate the amount of times I've had to like look and be like, oh, excuse me, you're in my seat. They're like, nope, no, I'm not. Like, nope, you really are though. Like, I'm in 12F. F is a window. Like, D, E, F, you're in my seat. Oh no, I thought this was E. Like, F's right there. I'm like, nope, you have a middle seat, and that sucks. But also, like, I wasn't gonna. I'll go, sure, just take it. I'd happily take the fucking middle after paying an exorbitant fee in order to get this seat in the first place. No, pisses me off. Same thing again. I don't know if it's like people's first times on planes. It's not. You can tell that these conniving fucks are well aware that that's not their fucking seat. Nobody's that quay. A, B, C. So if there's 3 seats to a row, A is your window, B is your middle, C is your aisle. Then you have D, E, F. D is your aisle, E is your middle, F is your window. It goes in a row, like A to F. Goes from wing to fucking wing. That's how it fucking works. So if you've never been on an airplane before and you really don't want a fucking middle seat, my suggestion to you would be to make sure you are checking in like as soon as it fucking opens, or just do it in advance. Pay for the fucking seat in advance. I know it pisses me off when I get stuck in the middle. I'm one of those like rare people. I would rather have a middle than an aisle. I fucking hate the aisle because they're always like bumping you with the cart, and then if you're stuck with 2 people that have like child-sized bladders, then that's twice as often that you're gonna have to fucking get up. Like, it just drives me nuts. I hate the aisle. I'd rather be in the middle than the fucking aisle, which is like unpopular opinion. But window's my preference because I don't get up. I sleep. I have a camel-sized bladder. I'm not gonna be forcing everybody else to get up. Just pick your seat in advance if you don't want a middle. Sometimes shit fucking happens. Sucks to fucking suck. We all lose in the game of life sometimes. But don't be that dick, man. Like, know what your seat is in advance. It's not that hard to fucking figure out, man. Like, Google. There's Google. When in doubt, Google that shit. Okay, and this is my last frustration. That has to do with airport etiquette. This is when you get to wherever you're going, everybody's already stood up in the fucking aisle and crowded and pissed you off, and you've finally made your way out and you've found your way down to baggage claim. This is assuming you're traveling with a checked bag. Everybody's pretty chill for the most part when the conveyor's not going yet, like when the bags aren't going yet. Everybody just kind of moseys around. It's kind of like a horseshoe type shape. Everybody's chill. As soon as that little buzzer goes off and the light starts blinking and the fucking carousel starts going and the conveyor's starting to come by, everybody fucking instantly crowds. And so, I don't know if we've been over this before, but I'm 5'1" and 13/16. So, like, I'm not the tallest gal out there. I have an incredibly hard time seeing over people who are like 5'5" or 5'6", let alone people that are like 6 feet tall and fucking over. So if you happen to be anybody who's over like 4'11", where I might be able to like just barely see over, like I'm not gonna be able to see dick. And so if you, even if you are fucking short, don't crowd it, man. Like, you know where it's gonna come out. The belt goes one way, constantly goes around, so you know what little fucking doggy door your stuff's coming out of. Stand back until you can see that your bag is literally on its way, and then make your way to it. But everybody literally just crowds fucking instantly, and most of the people that are fucking crowding it are the ones whose bags are coming off fucking last. So you literally, like, I either have to like jump or try to find a spot where I can like peep between people's fucking like arms. I could just, it's shitty fucking etiquette. It's really fucking rude. I think my biggest frustration with flying, especially commercially, is that I now run under the assumption that most people are selfish. Because most people are selfish, and I guess that's kind of like a human characteristic. But like most people are just fucking selfish and just don't have a capacity maybe to like think about other people or other people's situations or how their actions affects things. I think that's like the 4th fucking time I've said that during this recording, so obviously that's how I feel about it. Be conscientious of how what you do affects other fucking people. But why are you crowding it, bro? Like, there's a doggy door. Stand back. When you see your bag come out through the doggy door, calmly make your way to the carousel and pick that shit up and fucking go. And then the other thing that sucks about everybody literally just like, because it's not even like they just, there's like a little buffer and they've got like a couple feet between them and the carousel. Like literally everybody butts themselves up right fucking against that cocksucker, okay? So then when you are not an asshole and you haven't crowded it and you've jumped and leapt to fucking see over people's shoulders and you see your bag coming out of the little fucking doggy door, it's so hard to A, get in to get your bag, and then getting it off. I travel fucking heavy because I like my creature comforts. So for me to get that 50-pound bag off, the bag is like the same fucking size that I am in. It is just, there's no way to get your bag off without like knocking into people. It just, why you want to get hit by other people's bags? That's the other thing, man. Like you're asking for fucking violence. Why are you choosing violence? Like, choose peace, choose love, choose kindness, choose chill, happy travel fucking vibes, man. Moral of my story, my long-winded fucking rant about airport and airplane etiquette. The moral of my story is be a good human being. Just try to put yourself in other people's situations, even just a tickle, just a little tidbit. But like more than anything, flying kind of fucking sucks. Like I like flying personally, but realistically there's a lot of things that I would rather be doing than sitting in a giant metal fucking tube going 700 miles an hour to get wherever the fuck I'm going. Most of my flights are not because I'm going to like a fun tropical vacation or I'm going to Europe to explore. Like it's usually going to work. It's not my favorite thing to begin with. If you can, just make everybody else's lives a little bit easier, and then chances are that they're going to try to make your life a little bit easier too. Like, don't make something that's already not great worse if you can avoid it. And there's a lot of people that actually do have like a fear of flying. They really don't do well. A lot of people that I've worked with over the years actually end up having to take like Ativan for flights, or they have to take sleeping pills because they just like cannot be a fucking wake. They hate flying. It terrifies them. Side note, the charter that we use for my job is the most terrifying company I've ever fucking seen in my life. The amount of breakdowns that we have, we've got 2 planes in the fleet, 2 planes, okay? We run steady flights. Like I'm talking back to back to back to back to back for a full week, every fucking week. I have never been scared of flying before. I genuinely, like, I like it. I like the takeoff, I like the landing, I mostly sleep through them. I've trained myself over the years, but like I like flying. I like looking out sometimes to see the clouds or mountains or trees or ocean or whatever it is. Not on this one. Not on this one. Not on this one. I get nervous every time I sit on that like busted ass, broken ass plane. Like I'm waiting. We all just kind of fucking say a prayer, and we've had several like emergency landing incidents, and like, oh yeah, no, terrifying. So it's already a fucking like stress-inducing Oh, my palms are like sweaty thinking about having to get on that plane in fucking 2 weeks. So it's already like not a great experience, and it's already stressful. And even for those of us that genuinely do enjoy fucking flying, it can still be a situation that can get out of hand real fucking quick if people are just making it extra fucking shitty. Just don't make it shitty for people, man. Like don't make that lady have to take fucking 2 Ativan instead of 1, man. Just make it as comfortable for everybody else as possible. Chances are they're gonna make it comfortable for you. If you see people doing these shitty things, go ahead and call them out, man. Like, absolutely make it known that you should not be barefoot on a fucking plane. Your feet should not be on your little droppy downy. Should not be on the fucking table tray. Like, that's gross. That's gross. That's gross. Don't stick your fucking feet through the seats in front of you so that your foot's on somebody else's rest. Like, atrocious. People are fucking atrocious. Just don't do that shit, man. Just make it as like quick and easy and as painless as possible for everybody, and we will just get along fine. I am going to leave you with one pro tip, is to use air tags if you're traveling and you're an Apple guy or gal like myself. They are fucking incredible for this stuff. So I use my air tags obviously for my wallet and my keys, just in case I misplace those. It's kind of super helpful to be able to find those crucial fucking tidbits of life. But for some reason I didn't even clue in like how bomb that is for suitcases. So I decided when I had like bought the 4-pack. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this like massive story that nobody gives a fuck about. Anyway, if you've made it this fucking far, you can suffer through another fucking 3 minutes of my ramblings. So they come in like 4 packs. So I put like one in my purse, one in my keys, one in my wallet. And I was like, what am I gonna do with the 4th one? Fucking light bulb. I put it on my suitcase. So now I don't have to worry about like standing around the carousel with all those fucks that crowd it, being like, I wonder if my suitcase even made it here. Like, as soon as I get down to the carousel and I'm standing and chilling and waiting, I'll like find my app or whatever and go to my like devices, and I can see whether or not my bag's actually fucking made it to whatever fucking city I'm in. And the reason I love the AirTags in particular is you don't have to, like, they don't have to have cell service for them to fucking work. And so the site that I'm on, very remote, straight Wi-Fi, no cell towers. It'll still log that location for me. So even when I land, I obviously can't pronounce it because I am not Inuit. I can barely speak English, for fuck's sakes. But as soon as I land and I get into like our little hangar and we have the Wi-Fi in the hangar, I will check my little Find My app and see that it landed at the queue. Landed at the queue, I know it's there with me. If I hit a point where I land and I load and it's still in like St. Hubert or in a Iqaluit, which would make no sense, like, well, why would you take bags off, but it's fucking been known to happen for people, then at least I know in advance my bag didn't fucking make it up, and I can instantly like get on them to be like, okay, yo, I need my luggage next fucking flight up, kind of thing. Pro tip for you, if you're a frequent traveler, even if you're not like a frequent traveler, and you have like an extra AirTag kicking around, I think there's other companies that make like similar things if you're not an Apple fan, but I would highly recommend putting some kind of tracking device on your suitcase so that you always know, like, instead of having to try to depend on those like little luggage claim tags that they give you, or hoping that the airline can kind of like track where your luggage is. It's just so much better to be able to check it yourself. And I also, again, hope for the best, but expect the worst. Like, my other rationale for this too was if anybody was ever to try to steal my fucking suitcase, like because there's people that fucking do that shit, man. There's dirty fucking people out there. But if anybody ever tried to like steal my suitcase off the carousel and I didn't like see it or didn't catch them, you can actually track it with your little fucking appy too. You know exactly where they're going. So that's what I'm going to leave you with here today. Very rusty at this, very out of practice. Just have not been inspired for life, man. All I've been doing is working. It's typical Kev theme, but this one I was excited to get to you. Let me know your thoughts below. Agree, disagree. Do you have different like pet peeves, other things that I missed when it comes to like airport and airplane etiquette that the people should know, the people need to fucking know. Thank you so much for your time. As always, I am super appreciative of any likes that I get, any subscriptions. I can't believe it. I actually have like a couple subscribers now. It's not just my family. It's kind of cool. So I appreciate every subscribe. I appreciate every comment. I try as hard as I can to get back to the comments once I do see them come through. Like I love interacting with you guys. I love getting the comments. I love knowing where you guys are from and like what jobs you do, what trades you do, if you're in FIFO, what part of the world are you flying in and out of, kind of thing. I just like interacting. Thank you to everybody who pops by. If you like this video, you know what to do. You know what to do. Subscribe. You'll, every once in a fucking blue moon, get an email saying, hey, Cupcakes and Crankshafts actually fucking recorded a video. No promises. No promises on consistency. We are doing the best we can. Man, simple fucking humans. Life is hard. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you have an awesome fucking week ahead of you. If you are in the northern hemisphere, I hope you're having a bomb fucking summer. This heat wave here has been nuts. Canada, like Canada-wide, it's been fucking crazy. If you're in the southern hemisphere, summer's coming for you. Summer's coming for you eventually. All right, with that, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. No more fucking Edgington goodbyes, long-winded goodbyes. No, bro, we still doing the goodbyes. So this is my long-winded, sending you lots of love. Hoping that your next flight, nobody puts their stanky ass bare feet near you. Everybody stays calm, cool, and collected. Nobody crowds the gates, the carousel. I'm just sending all the good flying vibes your way. Thank you so much for your time. Have an awesome week, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.